On October 5th, Radley and I set out for our first ever solo road trip adventure, stopping first in Philadelphia to see one of my favorite friends, Jerry Lynn, and my favorite Nina. Hi, Nina. Jerry hopped in my loaded car and helped me drive in circles for a few minutes before we found a place to park, which happened to be where we started, but that's just how Philly is. But then we were in for the night. Bright and early the next day, Radley and I hit the open road and drove all the way to New Hampshire. It was beautiful. It was perfect. We never wanted to leave until our last morning, which was very cold and wet. We camped at the Crawford Notch area just outside of Franconia and filled our beautiful stay with hikes and yummy foods and peeled eyes for moose, but we did not see any moose. I could have stayed for weeks in New Hampshire alone, but that'll have to happen some other time because it was time now to set off to Salem, Massachusetts. First of all, Radley is famous now. She made friends everywhere. People even took her picture. She's just a famous dog. We walked all over Salem for a few hours and got some coffee and tickets for the Witch Museum later that night, and by we I mean me because dogs aren't allowed. I've always wanted to go to Salem, and even though they had to cancel Halloween this year, it was still bustling with witch-hatted tourists. After dropping Radley off at the Airbnb, I went to the Witch Museum and cried because history. Final thoughts on Salem. Sort of heartbreaking that we've turned murders into a kitschy tourist trap where people buy wool witch hats and spend a lot of money on shirts that say things like, "Witch please." But I still love the historical importance of the city, and I look forward to going back and checking out Danvers where the trials happened, because I would just like to immerse myself some more in that. I also got pictures of the sites in Hocus Pocus and fulfilled my childhood dreams there. Max's house is a residential home, and the very adorable elder couple that lives there is in my picture because they were just trying to enjoy their coffee when I just stopped and started taking pictures of them.
Okay, so we arrived in Mystic, and one of the things I really wanted to do in Mystic was get donuts. So Radley, this is her butt, and I went to Old Mystic Village to get some Deviant donuts. It's what's in the box! Because I've been following them on Instagram for a long time and didn't realize they're here. So let's see what's inside. Also, they were very, very wonderful. Eep! I can't get in! Are you liking this footage? They were really wonderful because since I had this butt with me, we couldn't walk inside, but they had a front window where you could go to pick up orders that you made the day before. So this sweet girl who was so busy came out and was like, "Do you have a pickup?" And I said, "No, but I have a dog. Can I order here? And I just like give you my credit card and you can just forge my signature." So we did. She was super sweet. So I got pumpkin. I got a apple cinnamon filled donut, and I got a Sonic the Hedgehog donut. What's in it? I don't know, but I'm excited. Look at them. Can you see them? Look how cute. This Sonic one, honestly is adorable. Look at, he's even got some little gold rings. Definitely looks better than the movie version, the first go round. Also, these donuts have some heft. They weigh a lot. I'm very excited. So that'll be dessert tonight. Did I need 3 of them? No, I didn't, but I was faced with a lot of choices and I couldn't make any.
The next morning, Radley and I took a long walk around a cemetery because what else would we do? And then we headed to Mystic, Connecticut. So I know of Mystic because we all know of Mystic from Mystic Pizza, and mostly I have just looked at a lot of pictures of Mystic on Pinterest and was like, yes, take me there. This is a place I want to go. So that's what we did. And when we drove through Mystic, it was so crowded that I decided Radley and I were going to take a side trip to Rhode Island instead, and we went to Watch Hill and hung out on the beach as the sun was getting lower in the sky. It was super quaint. It was very cute. We met a miniature Aussie. They played. It was precious. I picked up some yummy food in Mystic before going to bed at like 9 p.m. because Grandma was tired. We had already had a full week.
Okay, we're just about ready to leave Mystic. It has been a lovely morning. We have the very famous drawbridge on our left. Mystic Pizza is just down the road. But Radley and I have apple cider on the brain, so we are about to go to the cider mill.
The next morning, we got up very early because I was hoping that I could beat the crowd, and thankfully, I was right. So Radley and I walked all over Mystic. We enjoyed the river. We took a lot of beautiful photographs. And then we headed to Clyde's Mill. So this is the most historic mill in the U.S., and I was very excited to load up on apple wine, local syrup, treats, and sweets. They opened at 9, so I waited until then to arrive, but whoops, I was not the only one excited for this. In fact, I had to park a mile down the road, and people were parked a mile or so in either direction, and bring Radley, even though I knew that dogs weren't allowed. But even though it was like very cold, I wasn't going to just be like, okay, bye, here you are on the side of a road. That felt bad. So I just brought her and, figured I would figure it out. And thankfully, we did. We met a very nice couple who also had their dog, and the girlfriend watched Rattles while I went inside after waiting in line for an hour. Yes, it was the place to be. But was it worth it? Oh, yes. So overall, I listened to more Skinnerd than usual. I took a lot of pictures. I saw a lot of fun signs. I only encountered one very angry driver. Generally, people were pretty good about wearing masks and social distancing. I didn't really feel at any point like I was cheated out of any kind of experience, and I really got to see almost everything that was on my list to see, so I was very, very excited about that. And honestly, I encourage everyone to travel alone at least once, whether it's out west or up north or just one state over, with a dog, without a dog, with a cat on a harness, with your pet parakeet. Do it. I have never felt so rejuvenated and so confident in myself and my abilities to just exist. And yes, there were times when having a dog made things a little tricky, but even though we've been together for 8 years, it was also a really great trust-building exercise for both of us, and I have zero regrets about bringing her, because the only thing it really meant was that maybe there were a couple stores I didn't get a chance to go into. But honestly, I spent a lot of money on gas, so that was probably fine. Okay, bye. September's gone.